Good morning, students. Welcome to Chapter 6 Physical and Chemical Changes. In the previous classes, we learnt about physical and chemical changes. Every day, you come across many changes in your surroundings. These changes may involve one or more substances. A change with which you are quite familiar is the rusting of iron. This is the one change that affects iron particles and slowly destroys them. Today, let's look in detail about the metal iron. Iron is probably the most widely used metal in the world. It has been in use since ages by man for his everyday needs. It is one of the most abundant elements in the earth and it is obtained by purification of the iron ore. Iron has some special properties compared to other metals which keeps it in high demand. Its toughness, resistance to harsh conditions and strength makes it suitable for hard tasks. It may be very hard to imagine advanced machinery and tools without presence of iron on the earth. Let's look into the wide variety of uses of iron. It's used in food, medicine, agriculture, construction, automobiles, heavy machinery, fencing, furnaces, tools, security systems, and so on. What is rusting? If you leave a piece of iron in the open for some time, it occurs a film of brownish substance. This substance is called rust and the process is called rusting. Iron gates of parks and farmlands, iron benches kept in lawns and gardens, almost every article of iron kept in the open gets rusted. At home you might have seen shawls and spades getting rusted when exposed to the atmosphere for some time. In the kitchen, a wet iron pan, that is tawa, often gets rusted if left in that state for some time. So the rust is not iron, it is different from iron on which it gets deposited. For rusting, the presence of both oxygen and water or water vapor is essential. If the air is more humid, that is, the content of moisture is high, rusting becomes faster. The process of rusting can be represented by the equation iron plus oxygen plus water gives rust. The chemical representation of rust is iron oxide, that is Fe2O3 with X molecules of water. Effect of rusting in the shipping industry. The salt water in the oceans quickens the process of rust formation on shipping vessels. Due to rusting, a fraction of the iron in the ship is replaced every year, which leads to severe monetary loss to the shipping industry. How do we prevent rusting? Iron particles should be prevented from coming in contact with oxygen or water or both. Some ways for the prevention of rusting are oiling, greasing, painting, galvanizing, chrome plating and anodizing. You could have heard about oiling, greasing and painting. What is galvanizing? Galvanizing is a process of applying a protective zinc coating to steel or iron to prevent rusting. Similarly, depositing a layer of chromium on iron to prevent rusting is called chrome plating. Similarly, stainless steel is made by mixing iron with carbon and metals like chromium, nickel, manganese to prevent rusting. Let us understand the rusting process with a simple experiment. In test tube A, iron nail is kept in boiled water with oil. The oil forms a separate layer over the water and prevents the oxygen supply, so the iron nail does not rust in test tube A. In test tube B, iron nail is kept in salt water. Salt in the water enhances the rusting process, so the iron nail rusts quicker in test tube B. In test tube C, iron nail is kept in air. Iron nail rust due to its contact with air, that is oxygen present in the air and water vapor makes the iron nail to rust in test tube C. In test tube D, iron nail is kept in anhydrous calcium chloride. Anhydrous calcium chloride absorbs the water in the test tube, so the iron nail does not rust due to the absence of oxygen and water in test tube D. So with this simple experiment, you could have understand the process of rusting easily. So rusting of iron is a chemical change. Since a new substance rust is formed deposited on the iron.